Alright, I just wanted to make a quick little video showing the repair of the Green Game Boy Advance. You may remember a few months ago I was doing my first two Game Boy Advance IPS mods, and I actually broke the screen on the first one. They warn you that these screens are super delicate, and they are not kidding. These screens are very delicate. The first one that I did, I used the 3M double-sided tape to stick the screen into the bezel. Later I realized I had to remove that, and in prying the screen out, I was using like a guitar pick. It ended up damaging the screen. And so on the second one, what I did was actually just not use the 3M double-sided tape. There's no reason to stick the screen in place, especially if you're using the 3D printed alignment bracket. And this bracket holds the screen in perfectly in place. And so there's really no reason to tape the screen in, because if you ever have to change it or take it out later, you want to do more mods, change the color of the case down the line, it's a lot easier to swap the screen out of the case. Again, the bracket holds the screen in place absolutely perfectly. So there's no reason to tape it in. If you're not buying the bracket, then maybe you want to use it. But if you're using the bracket, I would say don't use it. I've done several Game Boy Advances since. I've actually done 2 others since this, and I've gone back now and fixed this one. And so now I've really done 3 without taping the screen in place, and it's perfectly fine. So yeah, I wanted to show this one. This is the one that I broke the screen on. And I think I mentioned that Handheld Legends sells the replacement screen, IPS screen, is only $15. You're really paying for that ribbon, that custom ribbon scaler board that's doing the conversion and it's doing the scaling and all that in the ribbon. That's got a lot of custom hardware in it. That's really what you're paying for. When you pay like $50 for the kit, you're paying more for that ribbon than you are for the screen. So they sell the replacement screen. It's only $15. So wasn't a huge deal. I ordered some more stuff from them, including some black buttons. I got some black buttons that came with the little side plastic pieces on the Game Boy Advance. I forgot that the start and select button are technically the membranes, and I didn't order new membranes. So if you order black membranes, then your start and select buttons will also be black. But I sort of forgot about that. So my start and select buttons are still gray, but all the other buttons, the L and R triggers, and the little side pieces are black. So I thought it would look cool with the lime green and black. So I figured I'm ordering the screen now anyways. It's only a couple dollars for these buttons. So we got black buttons there now. And yeah, so it's all back together and working great. As I've mentioned with these IPS mods, especially on the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance has a lot of bright, colorful games that the screens never did justice. Even the SP, and to a lesser degree, even the 101, the AGS 101, backlit, brighter SP Plus. That screen is good. It was good for the time, but it's still not nearly as good as these modern IPS screens. These are so bright and so vibrant. You've got 10 levels of brightness, I think, on these. These things get very bright. They're very vibrant. The viewing angles on them are insane. And you know what? They handle the speed pretty well, too. I was playing Sonic Advance on here, flying through the loops. The screen has no issues with the fast-paced games. So it's really the perfect screen for the Game Boy Advance. So yeah, I'm glad this one worked out. I've been playing it quite a bit, and you can play your Game Boy and your Game Boy Color games on here too, and they're all gonna look better than they ever did on any other system that played those games. Even on a DS, even on a Micro, even on an AGS 101. And if you like the form factor of the Game Boy Advance, it's kind of win-win. You've got a headphone jack, you've got that wide format that some people like, and I kind of like the idea that if you are going to play Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, they're sticking out the top, not out the bottom where your hands are on an SP. So I think it's better for playing those games as well. And all in all, it just looks amazing. It's easier to mod one of these with an IPS screen than it is to mod an SP with an IPS screen. So there's also that. This is pretty awesome, and I'm definitely happy with it. Happy with the way it turned out. And yeah, I screwed up one, but technically I've done 3 since then. And so once you learn those little tricks, depending on if you're using an aftermarket case or if you're using the 3D printed bracket, are you going to use the 3M tape or not? It's just, little things you've got to consider. That screen is very delicate. I've a few people in my comments on that video said the same thing, that they screwed theirs up too. And I would urge them to consider buying a replacement screen. $15 US. Get a replacement screen. Give it another try. If you taped in your screen, maybe don't this time. Buy the 3D bracket. If you're going to buy the screen for $15, the 3D bracket again is like $1.50, or it's a couple dollars. Get the bracket, and it'll make it easier, and you won't have to tape the screen in. So yeah, if you've tried one of these and you screwed it up, give it another go. It's really not that hard. You just have to. You've got to remember that screen is very delicate. So, yeah, that's it. See you guys later.